Hello MPPNs, good morning. You have learned the first part of science yesterday? Okay, good. Now we will learn the second part. Okay, what did we learn in the first part? Do you remember? We learned about the plants and animals, the living beings and non-living beings. We differentiated the living and the non-living beings. There we had seen the features of living beings. We had seen there are 6 features of living beings. Do you remember them? Okay. We had completed 2 of them yesterday. Today we are moving to the same chapter, features of living beings. And these are the features of living beings. What are they? Living beings can move, they can feel, react, breathe, feed, and reproduce. These are the 6 features of living things. Yesterday we had completed movement of the living beings and the feeling and reaction of the living beings. Okay, now we will see the next feature. What is that? It breathe. Living things breathe. Animals breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. Animals breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. And what do they use for this action? They use their nose and lungs. The animals use their nose and lungs to breathe. And what do they breathe in? They breathe in oxygen. What do the animals breathe in? They breathe in oxygen. They take oxygen inside and they breathe out carbon dioxide. Okay, they exhale carbon dioxide from the body. So have you understood? This is what the breathing process of the living things. Let us continue. The process of breathing by living beings is known as respiration. The process of breathing by living beings is known as respiration. Now we have seen that animals breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. And this process of breathing, breathe inside and breathe outside, that process of living beings is known as respiration. Can you define the term respiration? Of course, it is written here. What is respiration? Read it. The process of breathing by living beings is known as respiration. So you have understood respiration, right? Let us move ahead now. You see some pictures on the screen. What is it? The human beings and the plants are inhaling and exhaling. You can see a cat, a boy, and some plants. In the second picture also you can see the plant and a boy. What do these pictures tell us? They tell us that all the living beings breathe in and breathe out. See the second picture. What is written here? We breathe in O2. Do you know what is O2? O2 is a gas, oxygen. Okay, oxygen is written as O2. We breathe in oxygen. We take oxygen inside our body and we breathe out carbon dioxide. We take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. And the plants breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen. We need oxygen, plants give us. Plants give carbon dioxide and we give carbon dioxide to them. So a balance is maintained in the nature. You have understood breathing? It is not over. We will see some more facts about breathing. You have to learn something more about the breathing process of the living things. Tell me, what is the breathing process of the living things called? It is called respiration. The breathing process of living things is called respiration. Okay, let us move. Let us see some more things. We cannot live without breathing. Can you live without breathing? No, you cannot. You cannot hold your breath more than 1 minute's time. It is very necessary to take oxygen inside. If we don't breathe, we cannot live. Non-living things cannot take in air by their own. Now we have seen that all the living things breathe in oxygen or carbon dioxide. So animals and human beings take in oxygen and plants take in carbon dioxide. They breathe by their own, but the non-living things cannot take in air by their own. For example, cycle tube, balloon, you have heard, you have seen the tires of the vehicles. All of these things they cannot breathe themselves. Then what is done? But these balloon is blown. We have seen that the size of the balloon increases. How did it happen? It happened because we have given them air. We blow the cycle tube, we blow the balloon or the tire, then only air is filled inside all these things. Otherwise, these non-living things cannot take in air by their own. Got it? Okay, see the pictures. The first picture, what is it? Blowing a balloon. Till the time we blow air into the balloon will be a smaller one. But as we start blowing air into the balloon, it grows big. And next example is cycle tube. Cycle tube also cannot fill air by its own. We have to give air to we have to fill air in the cycle tube. You have got it? Okay, so I'm going to the next page. What is the next page? The next page is breathing by animals. Okay, breathing by animals. You might have noticed that the chest of animals moves up and down when they breathe. Have you noticed it? If you have a pet or a domestic animal at your home, notice it once. When the animals breathe, their chest moves up and down, and you can check it by your own. You keep your palm on your chest. Press your chest with your palm and you breathe naturally. There you can feel that your chest moves up and down. Then we can understand that we also breathe. Okay. Thus we can find an animal is dead or alive. I told you that all the living things breathe. And when the animal, suppose a dog is sleeping, and if you want to know that whether the dog is sleeping or it is a dead animal, how can you find out? You can find out by seeing its body. The body, the chest part particularly, moves up and down. If it moves up and down, which means that the dog is alive. If it is not moving, it means that the dog is dead. So we can come to know that whether the animal is dead or alive by seeing the chest of that animal. Okay. Now there are some organs for some animals. One has been written here now. What is it? Fish breathe through gills. And what do you use to breathe? We use our nose and lungs to breathe. The air is inhaled and exhaled by our nose. And fish, what is their nose or what is their breathing organ? That is gills. I'll show you the picture. Okay, this the first picture, that is a fish, and that side part where from that arrow comes out, that is gill. It is written here on the picture. Through these gills, when they take in oxygen, their gills move up and down, and by that movement the carbon dioxide moves out. Thus, fish breathe through gills. And you can see one more picture. What is that? It is a picture of a dog. The dog also breathes. Okay, there is an arrow. That red colored arrow indicates the breathing of the dog. Shall we continue? Okay, to the next page. What is the next page? Breathing by plants. We will learn about the breathing by plants. Plants also breathe. All the animals, all the plants, all the humans breathe. Why? Because all of them are living beings. They are living things. The plants breathe through tiny holes called stomata in their leaves. Humans breathe through our nose. Fish breathe through their gills. Plants breathe through stomata. What is stomata? Tiny holes on the leaves is called stomata. The leaves of all the plants have very small holes. Tiny means small. They have small holes in their leaves. Those small holes are called stomata, and stomata is the breathing organ of a plant. Have you understood? Plants breathe through stomata. What is stomata? Stomata is the small hole in the leaf of a plant. A green plant covered with an airtight jar dries up in few days because it does not get breathing air. We can understand that there is an experiment which can be done to find out the breathing of plants. What can we do? You keep a green plant covered with an airtight jar. Keep it for some days. And what will happen? If the plant doesn't get the air, that plant will be dried. Within few days, the plant will be dried. So it will be decayed. It cannot live. Why? Because it did not get breathing air. It did not get oxygen. Yeah, carbon dioxide. Yes, carbon dioxide. Plants need carbon dioxide to breathe in, and if they are not getting that carbon dioxide, they also will die. So, green plants covered with an airtight jar dries up in few days because it does not get breathing air. You have understood it? We were telling that the breathing of plants. Now see this picture. What is it? It is what? Stomata. You can see leaves on the diagram, in the diagram, and on that leaf, in that picture, you can see two leaves are there, and in both the leaves, stomata has been marked. In the first leaf, stomata is opened, the middle part, that is opened, and in the second leaf the stomata is closed. In this way they open and close. The stomata is opened and closed. In this way the plants breathe in and breathe out. Clear? This is what? Breathing by plants. So shall we continue now? You have understood breathing of the living beings? Okay, very good. Now the next feature of the living things, what is it? The living things take food and water. The living things take food and water. All the living things take food and water. This is the fourth feature of living things. First of all, we learned the first one. What was that? The living things can move. Second feature, the living things can feel and react. Third feature, the living things can breathe. And the fourth feature is living things take food and water. Living things take food and water. All the living things eat food, they drink water. So, shall I start it? Okay. All animals and plants need food and water. It is very simple. All the animals, human beings, and plants need food and water. Can you stay at your home for one day without eating anything? No, you cannot. Even if you stay, what will happen? You will not have energy. We need food to get energy. So you must eat food and you must drink water. The animals take in food and water with their mouth. What is the organ we use to take in food and water? Mouth. And what is the organ we use to breathe in and breathe out? Nose. So we, all the animals and the human beings, not the plants. Okay, plants don't have their mouth. The stomata has the mouth, but it is only for breathing. They don't have any mouth for eating. The animals and the human beings take in food and water with their mouth. When we feel hungry and thirsty, we take in food and water. Whenever you feel hungry, then what do? You eat food. When you comes back from the school, you are very hungry and you ask for food and you eat it and you feel it very tasty, isn't it? So whenever we feel hungry, we eat food, and whenever we feel thirsty, we drink water. But the non-living things don't take food and water. Non-living things don't take food and water, and they cannot take food and water. For example, tell me an example of a non-living thing. Okay, stone. Can the stone take in food? Can the stone eat something? No, it cannot. Okay, tell me, can your table eat food? No, it cannot. Can it drink water? No. What do all these examples tell us? They tell us that non-living things don't take food and water. Then who take food and water? Only living things. Only living things take food and water. See some photographs. Here in all these photos you can see the plants, animals, birds and human being. They are taking food. Okay, plants also take food. I told you that they don't have the mouth, but they need food to live, otherwise they also will die. So what is the food now given in this picture? It is water. If what will happen to your rose plant at your home if you don't give it water? It will be decayed, it will be dried. In the same way, plants also need food. Okay, all these animals, plants, insects, birds, etc. need food. They take in food and water. Now let us continue. We will learn about the food habits of animals. Right? Okay. Animals get their food from plants or smaller animals. Where do the animals get their food from? They get their food from plants or smaller animals. Okay. Some animals eat only parts of plants. There are some animals which eat only parts of the plants. They eat the leaves or the grass. There are many animals. Can you name anyone? Okay, try it and I'll show you some photo also. And there are some other animals which kill and eat only smaller and weaker animals. First group of animal, they eat only the parts of plants. And there are some animals which eat only the smaller or weaker animals. Okay, they eat their flesh. Third group of animals, what do? They eat both plants and other animals. There are some animals which eat only plants. They are known as herbivores. You will learn it in the next class. Okay, they are known as herbivores. And there are some animals which eat only the flesh of animals. What are they known as? They are known as carnivores. And the third category of animals are there. What do they eat? They eat both plants and animals. What are they called as? They are called as omnivores. Right? Now see some photographs. What is this? This is a giraffe. What is it eating? It is eating the leaves. So it is which type of animal? It is a herbivore. Okay. Second one. What are these two animals? Tiger and lion. What do they eat? They eat only the flesh of animals. So what are these animals called? They are called as carnivores. Now the third one. What is this? This is a bear. This bear eats grass. Now it is eating grass, but bear eats both plants and animals. So what type of animal is a bear? It is an omnivore. So now we have learned the food habits of animals. Any doubt remaining? No, you have understood everything. We are learning about the food habits of the animals. It is not completed. Let us continue. Now we will learn the food habits of plants. Plants take in water through their roots. What I told you now, the plants don't have any mouth to take the food, but they also take food. And how do they take food? They take food through their roots. And where are the roots? Is it above the soil or below the soil? Okay, it is below the soil. Roots are there below the soil in the underground. Okay, and through these roots plants take in water and minerals. The green plants make their own food. The green plants make their own food. As the human beings, we make our food ourselves, but animals don't make their food. Plants make their food. The plants, like the human beings, make their food, but they don't have any house or kitchen or spices or these things with them. Their leaf itself is the kitchen, and in the leaves the plants prepare their food on the leaves. The plants need air, water and sunlight for the making of their food. Green plants only green plants make their own food. And what do they need to make their food? They need air, water and sunlight to make their food. But the non-green plants like mushroom and mold cannot make their food? Oh, I told you only green plants can make their own food. Non-green plants cannot make their own food. Some names have been written here. What are the, can you name the non-green plants? Mushroom. Mushroom is a non-green plant, and mold also is a non-green plant. They cannot make their own food. Then how do they eat? They absorb food from decaying matter. They grow, these mushroom and mold grow on decaying matter, and they get their food from the decaying matter. So now see some photos. What is this photo? This shows that the plant prepare its own food with the help of sunlight, oxygen, and proper amount of water. The plants make their own food and they give out oxygen, right? Then these two, what are they? On the top it is mushroom, and the second one is mold. They are non-green plants. They are not green in color. Only the green plants make their food. Non-green plants cannot make their food. Okay, so it means that they have something in their green color, isn't it? Okay, it is there. You will learn it in the next year. Mushroom and mold, they are not green in color. That is why they cannot make their food. So you have understood this much? Any doubt remaining? We are discussing about the features of living beings, isn't it? Okay. Let us have a revision what we have learned in these two parts, part 1 and 2. We were learning about the living beings breathe and living beings take food and water. Yesterday what did we learn? We learned that living things move and living beings feel and react. So is there any doubt remaining? No, you have learned very well, I know. You go through the video as many times till you understand it. Okay? So shall we wind up today? Yes. Tomorrow we will meet again with the remaining two headings, two features. So we are going to wind up our class. Take care. Stay home. Prepare something. Okay? You are very good children, we know. You will obey me also, that also I know. So, take care once more. You will stay at home only. Bye.